Hi, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Trick or Treat, the game where we are given a choice and we have to choose. As simple as that. Now, the decision today is going to be between having a high paying job that we hate, having a low paying job that we love. Now, well paid is a relative concept, and so is the idea of hating a job. I might hate a job that you actually enjoy, and depending on my financial situation, I might consider a salary low while you think it's high. So it's all relative. When we try to answer this question, we need to be realistic though, grounded in reality. So if we, for example, hate the job of being a bricklayer, we can't just assume that we'd magically be paid more than any other bricklayer at our same level. So it's very unlikely that we get this job if we pick the first option. We should therefore, in my opinion, also exclude from the realm of possibilities for this dilemma all the jobs that we hate that are also notoriously underpaid. For example, teachers. Sure, in some countries, teachers are paid more than in others. The question doesn't specify which country we'd be working in. So technically, if we picked the black option, we could end up being teachers in a high-paying country. Who knows? But it's not sure thing, of course. But I would say let's keep things simple and forget about all these variables and the endless possibilities. Otherwise, we'll drive ourselves nuts. In the end, everyone has to ask themselves one simple question: what's more important? Money or passion? For me, the answer is clear: passion. Doing a job you're passionate about is much, much better for your quality of life, for your self satisfaction as a person, for your happiness, than doing one you don't care to the point of hating it. Money simply isn't worth all the stress that comes with forcing yourself to do something you against your will. That said, in general, I'd say that young people starting their first jobs should treat any kind of work as a way to gain experience and to build the willpower and character. You need to put passion into whatever you do. Maybe even through gamification, turning everything into a kind of game. For instance, I'm working at McDonald's. That's a scenario that I'm proposing here. And every burger I cook is worth 1 point. The quest is, how many points can I score in a single day? Can I beat the mini boss, meaning do better than a colleague who's got, I don't know, a year more experience than me? Just see the jobs we do as part of a role-playing game called Life, where we sharpen our skills or gain new ones. That's what life really is, a role-playing game where you have to learn to take on new skills and roles, adapt, shift to new jobs, and transform. Different jobs awaken abilities that we didn't even know we had, or they supercharge abilities we already got. The point is you got to learn to enjoy every job to the extent that's possible, especially considering that when you're young, it's not like you're going to do them all for the rest of your life. They can just be rites of passages, so to speak. And I'm not saying this to sound like a boomer or some boring adult who wants to kill the vibe, but because having the right perspective often makes life simpler and less frustrating. I've never been in any managerial or executive role myself. I've always been a regular employee. So if I'm telling you this, it's from personal experience. And I'm saying all that because I see some videos circulating of young people complaining and whining about their job.
3.5 hours into my shift, there's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day.
It's too hard, it takes too much time out of my life, it's too this and it's too that. Dudes, with that attitude, you're just adding stress to your own life. If you really stop and think about it, it's almost never the job itself that stresses you out. What really gets to you is the mindset you bring to the job. And it doesn't need to be that way, absolutely. If you dig deep enough, it all comes down to self-entitlement. You want to be a level 99 warrior right at the start of an RPG. But seriously, where's the fun even in that? With all that being said, of course, there are jobs you can refuse, and nobody in the world could blame you. Back to the main question, the black option just doesn't appeal to me, especially because there's no guarantee that by choosing it I'd land a job that makes me rich quickly enough to quit when I can't stand it anymore and live off my savings. So I choose the white option for all the reasons I mentioned, and many could be added, I guess. Let's see now how many agree with me. A very narrow gap between the two options. So we have 48% for having a high paying job that we hate, and 52 for having a low paying job that we love. So now let's see what expects us in the next video. Next dilemma, please. Have a dragon as a pet. Speak every animal language. Okay, okay. I'll pick up the gauntlet. We'll discuss this choice in the next video. So for the time being, have a nice day and see you soon. Bye bye.